Hey Rack on Beer viewers, welcome to a beer review. I don't do many commercial beer reviews anymore, but it's kind of a tradition that there's a brewery here in Denmark called Amager, and every year they release a range of collaboration beers with American breweries, and I've kind of always done a review for them. So yeah, I'm gonna review the new range. This year is no different than any other year, except I'm a little excited about the first beer. There's 6 altogether. They did 6 collaborations with 6 American breweries. They usually do it. I think it's in June. It's around the Copenhagen Beer Festival time when all the American breweries are in town. But there's 6 in the line, and actually this is the first year. Oh, gonna check the old memory banks here. Yeah, this is the first year that there has been a Michigan brewery that has made a collaboration, and that's gonna be the first beer that I'm gonna take a look at, and that is Peg Puff. Let's get a little focus going. Come on now. There we go. Peg Puff, Pale Lager. And they always get a lot of, I'll try and copy paste this into the description. There's a nice little bit of text and story for the beer. I'm not gonna read it out to you. But this is a collaboration with Transient Artisan Ales from Bridgman, Michigan. Never actually heard of them, to be honest. They must be a newer brewery. Well, I mean, I haven't lived in Michigan for 10 years, so of course I haven't. But Bridgman, that's down by the border with Indiana, so it's down there. There's a lot of little breweries down there. I've been to a few of them with my brother. But yeah, let's. So this and looking them up online, they seem to be pretty lager heavy brewery, so that kind of makes sense with this. Yeah, so it's a pale lager. Oh, I actually looked up a Peg Puff, what that is too, and that is an old English term for a young woman with the manners of an old woman. So, if you were wondering what Peg Puff is. So this is it's made with Pilsner rice, flaked rice, in fact. I have to translate off the top of my head. Rye malt, and the hops are Columbus, Saaz, Mosaic, and Citra, and it is actually a blend of German, Czech, and Mexican lager yeasts. That's pretty interesting. So 3 different lager yeasts, a mixture of American and German hops. And rye and rice. That's gonna be really interesting. I've been looking forward to this one. I got them. I got these the other day, as fresh as you can possibly get them. They held one of them back. We'll get to that later. But this is pretty fresh. I don't know what the heck's the. Yeah, it was brewed in July, so it's not even 3 weeks old, or 3 weeks from when it was tapped. So, should be pretty fresh. I mean, it's a lager, but it's also a hoppy lager. So I actually don't know if this is really blown out with hops, or if it was just kind of subtle in it. Ooh, I got a whiff of it on the air here. Check it out. That's the color. It's not super clear. It's kind of hazy yellow with a really white head. It's a nice looking beer. Nice looking. Not as clear as your normal lager. Looks more like kind of pale ale consistency. Oh, that is a nice smell. There's actually a lot of the yeast, a lot of the lager characteristics in the nose. I definitely get Saaz, for sure, Saaz. That is unmistakably Saaz and lager yeast and Pilsner malt. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Yeah, I'm not really picking up any of the Mosaic or Columbus. I'm not getting that. Or was it Citra? Yes, Citra too. Huh? There's a There's definitely a big Saaz presence in the nose, and maybe a little bit of fruitiness, more fruitiness than you would get from normal Saaz, but I'm not. That could just be me reaching for that that in the nose. No, you know what? It's there. Not aggressive. Like, I mean, Mosaic and Citra, that's usually a very aggressive hop combo. And I mean, if you throw Columbus in there, but Columbus might have been the bittering hop. Maybe that's what they used. But I'm gonna get a drink. So cheers, cheers to Amager for another American year. American. They call it American Day. That's when they release all the beers. Oh. That's very good lager. There's definitely more of that American hoppiness in the flavor than there is in the nose. It's almost not traditional, but you couldn't tell that it's not like an IPL nose. But the taste, you can definitely tell that there's a mixture of hops in here, and a decent amount of hops, more than you would get in your normal lager. It's got a crisp mouth on it. It's got that kind of florally German hoppiness to it, but there's also it's much more bitter than your normal lager. Not as bitter as an IPA, but way more bitter than your average lager would be. And it's got that kind of it's got the floral, like, noble hoppiness, and then a little bit of just that American hoppiness, you know, but not like very clear, because it doesn't taste fruity. It doesn't taste dank. It tastes floral with a good amount of malt. There's a nice little bit of spiciness with the floral that I'm actually going to kind of probably attribute to the rye malt instead of the hops per se, because it's got that kind of drying rye-ness to it, you know. If you get a lot of rye, if you get rye in a beer, and it's dry in general, and I would probably put that down to the rice in it. That's a very nice, very straightforward beer. Yeah, it was not at all what I thought it was going to be. I expected it to be an IPL, to be honest. I expected it to be a very hoppy beer, a very hoppy lager. But this is more like a very traditional lager with a little twist. But I could actually see, I could see people who aren't like huge into hoppy beers drinking this, and you could tell them that, I mean, this is a lager for non-crip. I didn't even know where I was going with that sentence. But anyway, it's it's much more old school with just a little new school in it. It's very refreshing. And yeah, I like it. The first few sips, I was a little unsure of it. This wasn't what I was expecting, and I'm not sure about this, but it's growing on me. I'm sure it'll grow. You can see I've already drank, more than half of it. So, what are we sitting on ABV wise here? Where are we see that? 5%. So 5% beer. It's a pretty much a crusher. You could definitely give this to somebody who wasn't into craft beer, and they would crush it like a it's like a I'm not even gonna try and compare it to anything. It's like a Czech style lager with a little bit of American influence. So I don't know. I'm not gonna give like a score or anything. I'll give a recommended or not, and I recommend it if you're really looking to get into. It's an interesting lager style. I like lagers, but I find some of the more super traditional ones to be a little boring. So this would be like this is a good compromise for me. It's because it's got some stuff going on. It's got some stuff going on in the background. All right, cheers to you guys and Amager and Transient Artisan ales. Thanks for a nice beer. Thanks for watching. And yeah, I've got 5 more to get through, so we'll be seeing you again soon. Cheers.